before he got signed, them 2 years was very crucial to everything that we did together in his journey of becoming who Cam is. And that's along with Bedford too and things like that. And I take nothing away from their story that they had as friends and all that before me. But I know that pivotal time when them two individuals got kicked out of school, I came in as a lifesaver. You know what I mean? I gave them the food and shelter when they didn't have it. Not saying they couldn't get it. But they know the situations that they were in. You know what I mean? As school kids. And
so they were in school, they got kicked out, you said?
Both of them got kicked out.
Both of them got kicked out and you gave them food and shelter. How did you have money for food and shelter?
I learned how to do it. You dig? My grandmother had passed when I was a teenager. I've been on my own. You know what I mean?
Since when?
About 17.
You already know it's about to get real today. We're diving into a crazy story from Jim Jones himself. And trust me, this is one you don't want to miss. In this interview with Angie Martinez, Jim Jones is about to drop some serious gems about how he played a pivotal role in shaping the careers of not only Cam'ron, but Mase too. But here's the thing, this ain't just about music. It's not even about the flashy cars and the chains. Nah, Jim Jones gonna take us way back in time when he was literally saving these guys' lives according to him. Jim Jones says he was putting them in positions they never could have imagined. And we're talking about a real street hustle that not a lot of people know about. Now, before Cam was the superstar we know today, and before Mase was the smooth talker we all loved in the 90s, these two were stuck in a tough spot, kicked out of high school, struggling to make it. And guess who stepped in? Jim Jones. He wasn't just a friend to them. He became the lifeline they needed. He's about to tell you exactly how he took these guys in, gave them food, shelter, and most importantly, gave them a shot, according to him. This is some raw, behind-the-scenes stuff you've never even heard before. Jim Jones is going to break down the times when Cam and Mase had nothing and how Jim Jones himself was hustling from a young age, trying to survive in the projects while still being the backbone for his crew. And I know what y'all thinking. How did Jim Jones go from that 17-year-old kid just trying to make it out of the struggle to becoming a key player in the careers of two of hip-hop's biggest names? Well, Jim Jones going to explain it all. From the hustle to the grind, he talks about how he always knew how to make money, how he had to figure things out on his own, and how these lessons paid off in the long run. And don't get it twisted. This wasn't an easy road, according to Jim Jones. He didn't have the luxury of a big platform or a financial safety net. This was straight up survival mode. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I just need you to like, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
People probably don't realize that you didn't start in your career as a rapper. You started
at all. I started as
what was the
Cam's
first
partner. My first job in this thing was a hype man for Cam. You know what I mean? But I started as Cam partner, became in this mission wholeheartedly. I knew what my job was. He knew what his job was.
What was your job?
My job was to make sure nothing happened to that man while he was trying to be successful, because I knew that if he be successful, then he gonna turn around and make me successful. And that's exactly what happened. You dig? Everything else doesn't even matter. And
how much
knows it and I know it.
I was gonna say, how much do you credit you being successful to Cam?
I credit a lot to Cam, but I also credit a lot to us, because behind closed doors, it was us that put him in that position.
So it was the combination.
100%. I mean, he was doing music a long time and things like that, but it was a pivotal moment where before he got signed, them 2 years was very crucial to everything that we did together in his journey of becoming who Cam is. And that's along with Bedford too and things like that. And I take nothing away from their story that they had as friends and all that before me. But I know that pivotal time when them two individuals got kicked out of school, I came in as a lifesaver. You know what I mean? I gave them niggas food and shelter when they didn't have it. Not saying they couldn't get it. But they know the situations that they were in. You know what I mean? As school kids. And
so they were in school, they got kicked out, you said?
Both of them got kicked out.
Both of them got kicked out and you gave them food and shelter. How did you have money for food and shelter?
I learned how to do it. You dig? My grandmother had passed when I was a teenager. I've been on my own. You know what I mean?
Since when?
About 17.
17.
I mean, by myself.
In an apartment?
They can't live with me in the projects in my grandmother's house.
In your grandmother's house? Oh, but she was gone.
Passed away.
At 17?
Yeah, 17, 18.
So you got the apartment to yourself. They come, but you still got to pay the rent?
Yeah, I paid the rent. I paid for the love rent. That was Mase manager. I was a hustler. I always been a hustler.
You were in the streets.
I know how to make money. You dig? I don't know if you want to call it the streets, but I know how to make money. And I'm not saying they don't know how to make money. I'm not saying that there wasn't times where Cam had to do what he had to do to make $1 and things like that. But from the beginning, I always had to make $1 because I always been on my own.
Yeah.
I raised my whole family since I was a teenager. I used to hustle and get my mom's money. You heard it. When me and Cam got together, we figured out different ways to make money together. And Cam put us in a great position to be where we at right now. So I took no credit away from him. But it was a pivotal time that.
That's crazy when you think about. It's funny because you have how old is your son? 20, 20, right? 22. But as a parent, you think of a 17-year-old kid in the projects in an apartment by himself, paying rent, taking care of other people. It's kind of crazy. Like when you think about that age and what, I don't know, as a parent, like, do you look at your son sometimes and think about the 17-year-old version of you?
100%. And I also try to tell him the flip side is that I didn't do what I did for you to spoil you. I did what I did for you to give you a better opportunity than I had at achieving anything you want to do in life. We didn't have the opportunity to achieve anything we wanted to do in life. We had our back against the wall. We had to learn how to survive to get ourselves out of certain situations. By the grace of God, some kids were talented enough to end up to where we at right now, but nothing was promised. We didn't have anything. We didn't have a platform to bounce off of. Nobody knew financial literacy. Nobody knew none of that. Most of us was on welfare. Most of us was getting food stamps. Like, I'm from the bottom of it. Like you did. Like, my mom's used to take me and fight with the social worker. Like, I know the ins and outs of the welfare system. Like, I'm one of them babies.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if people get this picture painted. Like, I'm from the real bottom with nothing. I've been traveling on the train since I've been 8 and 9. I've been telling people this for years. Like, I'm a real anomaly. Like, I'm different in New York City. I was a man long before I was supposed to be a man. And I had that mindset because of where we grew up at and what was in front of me at a young age and what I was seeing. All I seen was hustlers in my life at a young age.
All right, so after hearing Jim Jones break it all down, I gotta say, that was one of the most real and eye-opening interviews I've seen in a minute. It's crazy to think about how much people go through before they even get their shot in the game. And Jim Jones really pulled back the curtain on some things we never knew about his hustle and his role in helping Cam'ron and Mase get to where they are today. I mean, the fact that Jim Jones was holding things down for his crew at just 17 years old while making sure they had food, shelter, and opportunities when nobody else was there, that's real loyalty. That's the kind of brotherhood you don't see too often in this industry, especially when people tend to forget how many sacrifices are made behind the scenes. Jim didn't have to do that, but he stepped up and look where it got him. It's just crazy to think that behind all the glitz and glam of the music industry, it was all built on moments of struggle and sacrifice that nobody ever heard about. Now, I'm not here picking sides at all, but I gotta respect the way Jim Jones is giving credit where it's due while also making sure we all know that he wasn't just a bystander. He was in the trenches with Cam and Mase, and without his hustle, who knows what would have happened to their careers. Sometimes it's easy to forget about the people who helped create the opportunity, but Jim Jones' story reminds us all of how much of a difference one person can make, even if they're not always in the spotlight. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you think Jim Jones' role in Cam'ron and Mase's rise was as pivotal as he says? Or do you feel like they would have made it without him? And make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.